Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Kurt Roth, and this is the 505 Sports Venture Foundation program, where we come to you semi-regularly to discuss what's going on at the University of New Mexico. We discuss name, image, and likeness, what's going on at the state level, the city level, anything that's important and relative to UNM athletics and the NIL movement. I want to make a brief announcement, and you know I'm always touting local media. So we've got a bunch of stuff that if you don't buy the journal, you miss. Big story today about Meg Whitman. There's a quote from me in there. You got to go read it. We know in the last couple of weeks we got Jake is back, and one of our topics today, Coach Olin, there he is. Let's go. He's back. We got a team. We're loaded. And we're going to get to our special guest in just a minute. But I just want to tell you, 505 SVF is alive and well. We are now, under the new rules, more or less a supplemental part of UNM athletic fundraising. We have some freedom to do things outside of revenue sharing, and your participation at the smallest level is vital to the movement of name, image, and likeness, and as such, it's vital to the success of UNM athletics. So I can't tell you how important we are. If you follow us, you know we have the website that is available to all UNM at 505 donors. It's very inexpensive to join us. So I implore you, go to 505sports.org, check it out, join us, support the Lobos, support UNM, support your local economy. We're going to take a short break. We're going to be right back in a minute with a local celebrity here in Albuquerque, all familiar to all of you guys. So stay with us. We'll be right back after this.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks. Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Kurt Roth. This is the 505 Sports Venture Foundation program. I want to take care of a little business that I didn't do in the first half before we get to our guest. I want to thank Steve Davis here at ProView for giving us opportunity to come to you weekly to discuss the issues we think is important. And also, without my producer Adrian from the City of Angels, we wouldn't be able to do this. He carries the load. He gets us all together, make sure we're on time. I just have a question for Adrian, and I'll let him answer in between the breaks. A lifetime New York Knicks fan. Knicks are advancing through the playoffs, and I just want to ask, like, when do we play the Lakers? I'll get an answer for you in the next segment. Anyway, want to introduce our guest, radio personality, familiar to all Lobo fans, Scott Galetti. Scotty, how you doing?
How you doing, Kurt? Man, it brings back memories. When you asked me to come on last week for today, it brought back memories of seeing you on the road, having dinners, seeing the Lobos play on the basketball court, and a lot of good times.
Well, we did a lot of that, and it still goes on. So tell us now, you're on local radio regularly.
Yeah,
correct?
doing the morning sports report, do some of the play-by-play when we do games on radio, and it's been a lot of fun, but also have been doing for 3 seasons New Mexico Highlands Athletics, all their sports, so 93 events. You mentioned Steve Davis. He's the commentator for the basketball, so we travel up to Las Vegas quite a bit, so it's been a blast.
Okay, so we'll have to see. For those who follow, there's some wild times, unsettled times going on up at Highland.
Unsettled, a lot of unknown. We don't have answers to a lot of things, so yeah, it's a lot of up in the air.
Well, we assume we'll see you again on the air next year once they figure it out there. All right, so here in Albuquerque, a lot going on. Yesterday, for those of you who pay attention, there was a major press conference, brand new AD, familiar face, New Mexican, Ryan Berryman, and an extended Eric Olin, new contract, a few more dollars, and a lot of good talk about what's going on. What's your impression of Olin and the rehire?
I really like what's going on at UNM. They're taking advantage of a coach like Eric Olin, a coach like Jason Eck, and they're putting out the money to pay these guys, as opposed to the past where, hey, you got a coach who has a great season, well, they're gone the next year. Well, these guys are staying. They like what's going on here at UNM. They also like the opportunity to build teams. And both coaches are known for building teams. And the thing, and I know you were talking about, players returning from UNM. Some guys on the basketball court have left. But at the same time, both Coach Eck and Coach Olin know how to rebuild. Last year, look at what both of them did. They brought in brand new players, and they were outstanding. And they've proven that they can go out and recruit and bring guys in, and maybe they're the building blocks for another school to take their players, but they can bring other players in, and they're proving that. Well, and I think in the dynamic of where college sports is now, you need these coaches on the lower levels, so to speak, to be able to come in and build and say, okay, I just lost this guy. We're going to go out and get this guy.
Well,
and both coaches know how to do that.
Well, so far, that's great. I couldn't agree more. We see that as we head into both football and basketball. Basketball's still a little early. Roster will be here in a couple of weeks. People will get to see these guys live. Football, if you read some of the early predictions, prognostications, ratings, Lobos are 1-2.
I know.
Every single one.
I know. How about that? I mean, it's a brand new conference, so to speak, but it's not unexpected, but it's still great to hear. If you've followed Lobo football over the years, maybe you didn't expect to hear this, but it's great to hear. And it's great to see what's going on, because Coach Eck isn't going to take, well, we did this yesterday, so everything is fine. No, they're looking ahead, both him and Coach Olin.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Coach Eck is looking to improve on last year. Almost got into the conference final. Our boy Bronco up there made a kind of weird play call or two in that last game. Might have cost the Lobos a berth. But, early season co-favorites probably. And Eck has talked about being one of those teams, like I guess last year was Tulane and James Madison, that worked their way into the final series.
Right.
So as a Lobo fan, that seems almost it's unprecedented. I guess it's imaginable because it's happening.
Yeah, and it all depends on what the Lobos do on the field next year. They take care of business. Who knows what's going to happen? Who would have thought last year that they were going to be in the bowl game in Arizona and have a chance to win against Minnesota?
Right, no doubt about it. It was an incredible year. And then basketball, Lobos were literally some foul shots away from making the tournament. Now, we had some graduations. Luke Tapp, D.A., Tomislav Buljan transfers. But the roster looks loaded, and I think as a Lobo fan, you've got to be excited about what the future holds.
Yeah, you mentioned Boyan. You got to replace the big guy, but at the same time, you've got the shooters back. And when Hall came back, I was really worried about him coming back, and then his brother signs, and it's like, okay, if his brother's coming, he's going to be back. Within 2 days, the announcement, he's back.
Well, here it is, guys. A couple of weeks ago, go buy the Journal, will you? It's really cheap. It's a great value. Let's keep local Journal. Jake is back. You didn't expect that. Olin pulled it off. Great staff.
And Jeff Grammer will tell you what's going on with the Lobo basketball team.
Great coverage. Anyway, we're going to take a break, and we're going to sell you some stuff. We're going to come back and talk some professional sports. Stay with us.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on. Savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We're here with Scotty G, local celebrity, commentator, radio personality, old-time travel buddy. And we were talking when we went to the break about Eric Olin, Jason Eck, football, basketball. But something we may have mentioned in the beginning we didn't touch on is recently, for the first time in recent memory, for the first time probably, I don't even know when you go back, UNM hired an athletic director who's a New Mexican, and his goal, that if you know him, is to develop the program at the University of New Mexico. You and I are both familiar with Ryan Berryman. Tell me how long you've known him.
It is so awesome to see the growth of Ryan Berryman. He was a manager with the Lobo basketball team. This guy moved up the ranks. I remember congratulating him when he got his job at the University of Washington. Next thing you know, he comes back, he's an assistant, and here he is in charge. And you couldn't pick a harder working guy than Ryan Berryman, in my opinion. I've told him to his face, I've told him in messaging, I'm so proud of him to reach this point, and it's only the beginning because this is a guy who's learned a lot of the ropes. He went to UW, he learned a lot there. He comes here, he's back home, he's back where he went to school, and he's looking to make big things here with the Lobo programs.
No doubt about it. Extensions for Eck, extensions for Olin.
Immediately.
Great.
See, he knows the
progress.
pulse of the area also. He knows what the fans want. He knows what the fans don't want. So, I mean, it's really cool to see him in motion and what he's going to do, because he's not afraid of making a move, obviously, because he made the 2 coaching moves right away. And it's awesome, in my opinion.
I also think we don't want a really tough one that there was a lot of public back and forth on. If you remember, I think his first move was to switch up our head coach of women's basketball. A tough move. I'm a big Mike Bradbury supporter. 10 years.
That was a tough move.
Tough move.
Yeah.
Winning seasons, 20 wins out of 9 out of 10 years. Just couldn't get over the hump in that tournament. And so that was, RB came in and had to pull the trigger on that. That's a tough one. Shows real good leadership, strength in his role, and obviously has a vision. We are really big fans of our new coach, Coach Egan. Put together a roster again. In the new portal era, you think, oh my gosh, I got no players, and then 3 weeks later you got a roster.
Right.
And she has brought in a roster that looks like has been successful. Individuals successful now. Never know how the team mixes, but I think we're going to be really strong on the hardwood with the Lady Lobos. All right. So we talk Lobos. We got Olin. We got Eck. I know you're a fan of all sports. Tell us what's going on in your baseball world. What do you see in MLB early? First quarter, I guess, is over.
Well, it's mind-boggling, and the Dodgers kind of did this last year. But the Dodgers, they're the team that everyone expects to three-peat for the first time since the Yankees did it. And they're currently on a 4-game losing streak. My wife and my daughter got to go to Friday's game. That's the last game they won, by the way, against the Atlanta Braves. And then they went to Monday's game before driving back on Tuesday. And it's kind of a disappointment to see what's going on, but seeing some of the and hearing some of the audio clips and running some of the audio clips. Oh, we're not worried. Oh, it's early in the season still. We still got time. You wonder how 100% these players are going, but you also wonder, the Dodgers are the team to beat. They're playing the Braves, and the Braves are up there in the standings. The Giants, longtime rivals, they hate each other. So, I mean, the Dodgers have a bullseye on their back. So everyone's giving them their best shot.
Right.
And the Dodgers, the last game they lost, Yamamoto, he pitches and he ends up getting the loss. And these are guys that you're expecting to win.
Well, Dodger fans are getting used to this role. I don't think they're familiar with it yet. As a Yankee fan, since the late 70s, the Yankees have dominated baseball. Maybe not winning all the World Series, but I think
That's a valid point. Even though they may not win, they're dominating.
Since
and
1976, I think they've had 2 under 500 seasons.
Right.
So,
right.
And they're back, and they're up and down. They've got a big payroll. Not like the Dodgers. But what I've seen as a Yankee fan over the years, is water always seeks its own level. The talent the Dodgers have is just insane.
Right.
It's May. Let's talk about the dog days of July and August, and then you get through that, and you still have 40 games.
Right.
So I think your Dodgers are almost a lock to have the best record in the National League. And if they coast, if somebody gets hurt, they'll be in fine place, because they have what the difference, I think, that between the Dodgers and the Yankees is the Dodgers showed that they have role players who in the postseason came up big. The other teams, the Yankees, we'll see what the Braves are, the Blue Jays. If their stars didn't perform, they were done.
Right.
The Dodgers could have Freddie Freeman go for 20, and that dude in center field makes an amazing catch to save the World Series. He might not even be on a team this year. I don't even know. I don't even remember his name.
Right.
So the Dodgers will be fine. The Braves are a very pleasant surprise. The Padres are up there. And in the American League, Tampa. Tampa can't be stopped. They were picked to finish dead last. So baseball's great. It's a long season.
Right.
It has a pace of its own. So growing up, you were a Dodger fan?
Well, I covered the Dodgers right out of college. I was at the 1988 World Series, both road and home games, and my station sent me there. And then a couple of years ago, when they won in 2020, it's like no one cares about the half season.
Right.
So now they've won 2 straight, and now Dodger fans are like, we're going to win every year.
All right, well, good for them. Anyway,
I know, good for them is right. I don't feel that way, but yeah, they do.
We'll be back. We're going to take a break. I think we're going to talk a little NBA and the New York Knickerbockers. Stay with us.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I give you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Third and final segment of today's 505 SVF show. I'm here with local radio personality Scott Galetti. We've talked about Olin. We've talked about Eck, Berryman. I've given a little blurb about the UNM presidential search. You can check that out. Last interview is today. I believe they've got to make a decision by this week or start again. It'll be very interesting what happens. All right, we talked Dodgers, Yankees, Braves, a little bit about the Giants. We're in the midst of the NBA playoff season, and I gave my boy Adrian from the West Coast a little noise earlier. The Lakers went down without a battle. They were in 1 game or something like that. LeBron may be done. We don't know. It's been a great run. They're going to be somewhere around mediocrity with the Warriors now, kind of franchises over the top. But we've got some good basketball. San Antonio looks like they're headed toward a battle with defending champs OKC. So what do you like out there in the West?
I think until someone beats them, I think OKC is the consensus favorite. I don't even think it's close. I mean, the way they rolled through the Lakers, it's not even funny. You know, it was Lakers are up in 1 game. Next thing you know, they're down by like 11. It's like, how'd that happen?
Yeah, it happens instant. No, they're really loaded. They've built well around their main guy. You know, they've got great role players. The kid from Gonzaga turned out to be just an amazing addition. Here I'm thinking, he's too little, he's too thin, he can't compete, he's tough. So they're good. But now we go to the East. All of a sudden, Mike Brown owns property in Albuquerque. He was we'd see him quite a bit down at ABC on Rio Grande.
Right.
Father of Elijah Brown, who played here, had an interesting career at UNM. Boom. All of a sudden, the Knicks are crushing people. What's that?
The crushing people is the thing that's amusing because the first time they did it against Atlanta, you're thinking, oh, it's Atlanta, and now they're doing it against everybody. If it's a closeout game and the Knicks aren't up by 40, something's wrong. At halftime, something's wrong because this is the team that you think, oh, they can be competitive. They might give a team a scare in the playoffs. No, this team is very legit.
Well, it's wild because as a Knicks fan, we've had, it's been a long time. It's been a tough 50 years since Willis and those guys left.
I was just going to say Willis, Walt Frazier. I don't even say Patrick Ewing because they never won it.
They never won it. And so now we get in Atlanta in the first round, beat them badly, and then lose 2 straight 1-point games. So the Knicks have lost 2 games in the playoffs by 1 point.
Right.
And
they've won 2 games by almost 50 points each time.
So now we were discussing it today. I've got a good friend who's a Detroit Piston fan. And now if you follow the NBA, Detroit handled the Knicks 3 times during the season easily. Now we see the Knicks reconstituted with the big guy Towns playing point center. He's getting 10 assists as a center, and he's a great 3-point shooter. So Mike Brown hit on something. But for all Knicks fans, this is what we're wishing for. Detroit and Cleveland tied at 2.
Right.
Game 5 tonight. We want Detroit in an epic battle to beat Cleveland. We're rooting for Detroit to get to the champ. We want to beat Detroit. Friday night, they go into Cleveland. We want a double overtime, Detroit win. And then Sunday afternoon in Detroit to host the Knicks in Game 1.
You're all about wearing them down.
A well-rested New York Knicks team. All right, so you did Lobo basketball. You did high school, a lot of high school games. You've done Highlands. Tell us, you have a 1 or 2 great memories of calling games that stand out in your career?
It's kind of funny. The biggest memory that I have basketball-wise wasn't here, although you were at the game with one of your buddies in Proville when the Lobos beat Jimmer Fredette on their home court. People are throwing stuff at us and everything else. But I would say the overall number 1 basketball game that I've done that wasn't on national radio was Long Beach State going in a 15-point underdog, Fog Allen Fieldhouse, and beating the number 1 team in the country on a Monday night by 15 points, and they're up by 23 with about a minute and a half to go, and they play Ole defense and, don't hit their one-on-ones. Otherwise, it's a bigger game than that.
Wow.
That was Seth Greenberg,
okay,
by the way.
Seth Greenberg.
And that was also Brian Russell, who played with the Jazz, and Lucius Harris, who played with the Nets and the Mavericks, among other teams.
Okay. All right, we're coming down the home stretch. Great to see you.
Great to see you as
right
well.
Now, prediction, who wins the NBA championship? Is it OKC?
I'm going with OKC.
Okay. Easy? They're gonna blow through San Antonio, or is the big kid's good?
I think it's going to be a closer series than people think, but I think OKC is so loaded they're going to pull away. But it's not going to be like the Lakers series where they just rolled through.
No, poor LeBron. And in the East, are my Knicks going to survive, get to the finals? Or are they going to do another Knicks and make Detroit look like Bob Lanier and the Pistons?
You know what's funny? You mentioned Detroit being 3-0 during the regular season. Forget about it. I mean, this isn't the same Knicks team that was during the regular season. I think the Knicks somehow, I'm going to go on a limb and say I think the Knicks pull the upset.
Okay. So we've got the Knicks. We've got OKC in the finals.
Old Neowani from Proview is also a big-time Knicks fan. So
okay.
I go with the Knicks.
Okay, so we got the Knicks. We've got the Dodgers working through their battles, right? They're going to survive, and talent rises to the top, and Ohtani.
As long as they make the playoffs and don't tick the Dodger fans off too much because of losing, they'll be fine.
Well, Dodger fans already leave in the 7th inning anyway. All right. Well,
after showing up in the 5th.
Hell, they get that good taco, that taco bowl or whatever. All right, Scotty, I want to say thanks. We're going to have you back soon to talk more. Good to see you.
Thank you, sir.
And everybody else, 505sports.org. Check it out. Help us out. Let's roll with the Lobos. We'll see you next time.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.